Hello everybody, George Kenner. You know, there's a strong likelihood you're watching this and you're one of two things. You're just about set to retire and you're looking for a hobby, or you have an entrepreneurial spirit and you're researching getting started in doing something in the engraving industry. Now, myself, I am a hobbyist, but I have a real passion for researching products before I buy. I've taken a bunch of that information, put it on YouTube, and some of the companies that I even work with, like Xtool, that have sent me products literally for free to evaluate. So I want to give that a disclosure, but nothing here is going to be an endorsement for either of the products. What I'm going to talk about is if I were to answer the most popular questions, what would they be? Now, the first one would be, George, if I wanted to get started, what kind of machine would I buy? And as I go through the process with most people, they're limited in the amount of space that they have to start with. Now, they may have a garage that's a little bit cluttered and they could clear it out, but they want to get started right now. Well, the machine that I would probably pick in that case would not be a larger CO2 laser. It would be something like a fiber laser. Now, the Xtool makes this particular laser, and it is totally capable of pulling the enamel off of a flask and making a beautiful product, and it does it very quickly. Now, this machine, and I'm just going to speak in ballpark figures, is about a $1,700 machine. It's a little bit limited in its strength and power and some of the things that it'll engrave. But if I were looking at this from a business perspective, could I take and make enough of these products to pay for this machine before it wore out and even extract a profit? Now, I have no way to guarantee this. It would only speaking of my opinion, but the answer would be absolutely. So for the smallest amount of space to get started, if you're limited, this could be a great machine. With most lasers, you're going to need a pair of protective eyewear. This one actually will close and protect you from the laser beam. One of the features about this machine that's really pretty cool is you can remove the bottom plate and set it on top of something larger. Let's grab this and show you, and shoot right through the bottom of the laser. Now, I've done that on a table top that I did. You can put it on a cutting board. You can put it on literally anything that you want and engrave. But it's got some limitations. It's not as strong as, say, this HaoTian 30 watt. When I started the review on this machine, I was very clear that it was not a sponsored video by HaoTian. They'd sent me the machine for review. They had not given it to me. There was no inducement at all. So what I said was I didn't know what was going to happen to the machine, and I thought maybe they would raffle it off, I'd ship it back to China, or they'd have me ship it to somebody else. Well, as it turns out, one of my Facebook and YouTube subscribers got a hold of HaoTian and asked if they couldn't buy this at a discount. It was a win-win situation for everybody. I'm going to take and pack this up along with this ultra-professional, heavy-duty rotary device and ship it to New York. HaoTian, if I have any expenses in shipping that's not calculated, has promised to make that up to me. They liked the video that I did so much, and there will be a link down in the description for this, that they're going to send me another laser that's one level up from this machine. So there will be one more to come. I think what they like the most about the way that I do my reviews is I point to the simplicity of using the device. These are not that hard. There is a learning curve, but it's not that difficult. Let's get back to the rest of the video. Now, this will do a lot more. You can set up a large rotary on it. You could do coffee mugs. There's so much more you can do with this. but it's a little more probably than double the cost. I use the analogy all the time that lasers are like a chef's knife block. They come in different sizes. You want to pick the right laser frequency and beam for the material that you're going to use. If you have a specific product that you want to manufacture, you'd want to get the right machine for that. And if you ever have a question about what the right machine would be to do that, you can come into my Facebook group called Laser Freedom and put the question out there. There's a lot of manufacturers in that group that will, without soliciting you, probably answer your question. So everybody pretty much in this industry, as I've found, wants you to get the right tool for the job. Of course, it is a competitive market. Many of these machines, Xtool would love to sell you one, and so would HaoTian. Now, HaoTian is the next level up from this, and if I had the ability and I was really starting a business, this would probably be my first entry-level machine. If I just wanted to figure out whether it was for me and I only wanted to plan on doing something very small, I'd probably get the Xtool. Xtool runs with a software program that they provide. This HaoTian runs on Lightburn, which in my opinion is a much more sophisticated program, but not harder to use than, say, the Xtool. This one will give you so much more ability to expand and do more. You start to learn Lightburn, you could get addicted. Now, for speed, these are very, very fast machines. You can do an engraving in a matter of a minute, minute and a half. Whereas if you go to a larger CO2 gantry type machine, they are a little different, but they will do a much larger piece. Again, let's go back to the knife block analogy. You want to get the right tool for the job. I have used both of these machines, and if I were to start, I'd probably start with the HaoTian fiber as opposed to the Xtool. But it's double the money. Is that something that is even within your budget? I want everyone to get the right machine for the items that they can do. But if someone were to ask me, George, what machine do I buy if I want to try and regain my money as quickly as possible? Would it be a CO2, a fiber, a UV? Which machine would it be? It would be a fiber and probably a HaoTian 30 watt. Again, the stronger the laser, the more you can do with it. If you could afford more, you may want to go to the bigger laser. But this tool is like a screwdriver or a knife. It'll always be in the kitchen. You'll be able to use this even if you had to upgrade. I wish you all the best. If you have any questions and you're thinking about getting started in the laser hobby, please come in to Laser Freedom. Ask the questions. I do not filter. Unless you want to do something really naughty that I have to remove according to Facebook rules, your comments will stand. I don't care if you are a hobbyist, a professional, or a manufacturer. Free information and uncensored is what we all benefit from. I'll see you guys after the first of the year. Right now, I have 2 new tools scheduled coming in that I'll do reviews on. One is a jet bandsaw and the other is a jet joiner. I'm bringing everything in the tool department for woodworking up one level. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me, and see you after the first of the year.